It was amazing.
Amazing.
No one expected that, did they?
No.
I think the worry...
That.
No, not that performance, that result.
You know,
I thought it was a better... I actually thought it suited him playing Real more than Atletico. I think I had a strange thing Atletico would have been a tougher game for Arsenal.
I think everybody wrote... Because you look at them to a man, I think everybody played well. And I think when you're playing that calibre of opposition, everybody has to play well. But I think Kivio, thought he done well. Obviously, the goalkeeper. I think Partey, Martinelli turned... And then, obviously, Saka, like, 50% fit.
Saka was amazing.
Obviously, yeah, but the thing is, you're coming to, like right
Arsenal
those two. The work rate and the mentality. This is what the manager's always going on about, is the group and the mentality and the strength. And they had to show it in that game. But what I thought with Real Madrid is that there was a couple of times where I thought they played it well. They kept it quite quiet because the crowd were going off it in that place. And they kept it quiet, and then Mbappe missed that chance when Jude put him in. See that chance? Yeah. That changed everything.
But Arsenal kind of risked it right. There was times where Arsenal obviously pressed them, and they knew they'd get past them a few times. Yeah. But what a proper, brilliant European performance.
For the first time in ages, I felt like I was really enjoying watching a game of football. Like,
it was nearly as good as the United City game.
You know, the thing with it is, Gal, is that what's good about Real Madrid, and even now, you know what I mean, it's very exciting.
Do you think it's over? Are you saying it's over?
No, you never... With them, especially with them, I know that they've...
I think it's over.
No, they've never done...
I do.
You know what? 100%. Of course you're not going to say that, so that if I say, yeah, me too, and then, God forbid, we lose,
but defensively...
they've never come back from a 3-0 in the first leg. Right. They've never done that, so hopefully we're not the first. Yeah.
And Arsenal defence. Arsenal get a goal over there.
Right, it's the one team, though, isn't it, that if something...
They score early.
If they score a goal,
they've got players who can score a hat-trick in 2-3 minutes, you know. And like I say, Kivio played very, very well, and then it's a different situation when he goes over there and the protection that he's going to get and who's going to... But, like, that's what it's about, surely, at that stage. I know that we went there and we had some players missing, but Saka, like I say, is 50% fit. And I didn't expect it to go like it did. Obviously, we've scored 2 goals from 2 free kicks.
Oh,
like
they were amazing.
But in the first half, couple of crosses from Saka. Yeah. Again, you needed that person to put them in. Martinelli, couple of crosses, you know.
I was thinking that last night. Do you think that, I mean, obviously Arsenal have to go on and win it for Declan Rice to be thought like, but your game in Turin, which always gets played back to you, I know sometimes you dispute it, do you think that game will be Declan Rice's one of his...
Absolutely. Oh, if they kick on,
kick on and win it.
Kick on and win it.
That'll be like a game defining.
Huge. Big. I think it was a huge performance for the club, for the supporters, for the players, for the manager, because there's always still been a bit of doubt about Arsenal over the last few years, but last night again...
Ever result.
I think so. It has to be. Yeah. And they scored 3 goals, clean sheet, the energy in the team, the quality, the composure. Nice. I thought it was everything you needed that you'd want from... I was watching home and I was sitting there like begrudgingly going...
Yeah?
No, I thought, listen, give credit where it's due. I thought they were absolutely
You know the thing
amazing.
with Saka as well, he had to do an interview before and like all the press. Can you imagine how frustrating it is for him? He's half fit and he's going in to play Real Madrid and all they're talking about is, so where do you see yourself? You know, you got Rodrigo, you got Vinicius, you got... And like, he answered it very, very well, but you can see that he's a bit pissed off with that question because, again, yesterday he's up against those guys and he was, by far, for me, the best winger.
Just something right here,
him and Martinelli.
We'll come on to it later, but the beautiful thing about Saka is he's never lost his enthusiasm and his happiness and his sort of the thrill of every time he gets it, he feels like he's still playing as a kid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? From the moment he's come in to the moment now, he's not changed.
And, you know, this break, I think the last few months might be good.
Well, sometimes
it happens.
Yeah.
We've been on about the last few years. He rarely misses a game. Yeah. There's pressure on him at Arsenal to produce week in, week out for such a relatively young player. The England squad, pressures with that, the ups and downs with England. So that break, I think the last 3 or 4 months probably would have actually done the world of good.
Yeah.
I think Fabregas did an interview before and he was saying that he doesn't think you've seen the Declan Rice that was at West Ham, but when I was watching it, I totally disagreed with him. I think Declan Rice has been brilliant for Arsenal, even before that performance yesterday. And I was just so happy from when that first one went in, and then he put the ball down for the second was...
It's a brilliant...
But Declan has... We've always said it for years on here, or when we've been discussing him, he has got that technique.
Yeah.
He's got great technique in terms of striking the ball, whether in general play or a dead ball, of course, he's doing the set pieces. So the 2 goals last night, I wasn't that shocked that he was able to do it. I think he's got that in his locker, but do it in such a big occasion.
Yeah.
Particularly the second one. I think the wall and the goalkeeper for the first one. The goalkeeper's got to do better.
The keeper should have got that.
The wall. He's got to do better. He's got to have another man in.
Valverde.
I know he's jumping. You still have another man just to cover you because you know he's a right footer. You could even see the set piece coach going, It's kind of on here for the whip.
I remember with David
The
Moyes.
second one was fantastic.
Fantastic. It went right in the corner. I've got a picture of it
yeah.
right in the corner. I remember David Moyes saying about we haven't got enough for him. Remember he saying he wanted 150 for him. And like I know like now we can all jump back and say, yeah, David Moyes was right. But since Declan's been at Arsenal from the time he's been there, he's made that fee look embarrassing.
But what will help any midfield player? We were chatting about the other day about De Bruyne, Gerrard. If Wright can just add, and if he's playing higher up the pitch and start getting more goals, listen, he's a brilliant player. He'll go even to another level. He'll be up there when you're discussing the kind of great players. And I think, as I said, he has it in his locker. He's got a great technique.
Even without the goals, his output.
But that adds to it, right?
His work rate.
The goals add to it. Yeah. If you throw the goals in on top of it,
yeah, I agree.
It's...
You know, Miles
nice
as well.
package.
Miles Lewis-Skelly going into a game. Like, I think he's 17, 18 games in to his career, and he's playing in that midfield against Modric and Bellingham and that. And, you know,
Bellingham's quiet, wasn't he?
Yeah, but then, Roy, he's quiet, but then the one bit of...
the pass
into
through.
His power,
that's what they
Of course,
do.
he's got
See,
that.
that's what they do, and that's what you have to... That's how they punish you. Then all of a sudden, you think, oh, no, see, one of them's going to do something.
Yeah, but at this level, Righty, at this stage of the competition, all teams will have... You'll always be under pressure. There'll always be someone that will put you through. But for Arsenal to got 3 goals, and Arsenal are more than capable of going over there, they probably should have scored 1 or 2 from set piece in the first half. They got unlucky. So if they can score from a set piece over there...
Courtois was probably...
Can they win it, do you think? Do you think they can win it?
They play Aston Villa or they play Aston Villa or PSG, wouldn't they, in the semi if they got through? But
tough game, it's a semi.
what does he do this weekend with this league game that he's got coming up? Does he completely and utterly rest the whole team, or does he go and what's he do with like the likes of Saka, Rice, obviously Saliba, the ones that he can't afford to lose really before?
It's an interesting one with Saka because again he went
back from injury.
he's just come back from injury. Does he play again?
Who have they got the weekend?
Brentford.
That's a tough one.
At home.
At home.
I don't think they'll fully rest Saka. Do you think he needs to keep getting just
He won't
a
play
few
Saka,
minutes,
surely.
or do you
He
think he'll
But he
rest
came off
fully?
injured.
You would leave Saka off,
Yeah, but
wouldn't you?
sure, yeah, but you could. But then you could start him for the first 45. Like for instance, like off for the game yesterday, and he can rest. You know.
What do you think he does at weekend then? Do you think he completely just carries on and plays a strong team, thinking he's got to get
I think
second?
he plays Saka to get more minutes in Saka.
Right.
I think
Get some rhythm into his game.
That's
What
what
have
it
you
is,
done
yeah.
in them moments, though? Because I know, like, in the past when we've had 3 tough games, like, or a tough game and then an easy game and then a tough game, it's like keeping a bit of momentum as well, you know, when you're playing well.
It
And
depends if you're going for a league title. If you're going for a league title, then you can't be taking any chance. But
I mean, our club, there would definitely be 4 or 5 changes.
Yeah.
But that was always 4 or 5 changes, even for...
and quality change.
Yeah, there were 4 or 5 changes, but you look at Pep and look at Klopp, they just, at Barcelona or even at City, they just play the same team, maybe make
But you
one
could probably
change.
look at the midfield and, you know, I don't know. I think someone like Declan Rice should get a rest. You know.
So Jorginho comes in maybe.
Maybe, yeah, and even Partey. We know that he's had his problems with injuries.
So they're all being rested.
Jurriel Timbo, another one. I didn't even mention.
But don't overthink it either. Because you know, it's like sometimes you're left out of a game and you think I'll be extra fit, and then you're not. So you need them
Remember
rhythm
Pep used to overthink it, and then he'd get it all.
Yeah.
I think maybe just go.
Yeah, Saka would be, and Rice maybe. There's certain players who've played lots of games over the last few years. The lads come back from injury. Yeah, there's a bit of common sense with that. But don't be just taking a player out. Why? Because the game. You know, look at each player and give them that opportunity if you think they're fit enough. But don't be too clever with this, man. I'm telling you.
they don't get a full rest, though, anyway. You know, if, like, you're going to a game, you travel, I don't know if the game's home or away, but you're travelling, you're still doing the same prep, you're on the bench, like, you're still going through it. You'd rather just play, wouldn't
and
you? Like, you never get a full
if you travel,
rest.
obviously, it probably happened to you more than me when you don't play. I think you end up sitting around and eating rubbish all day.
That's
and then
what I mean,
you end up feeling worse.
The
I would
Harry
have actually
Bolt
felt
come
better
out.
playing the game.
Yeah.
At home especially.
Yeah.
Brentford, you think you can take 1 or 2 risks against them.
That's why I wouldn't rest Wazza. Because he knew if he said to him, I'm not playing you Saturday.
Yeah.
You can't trust him.
No, just might not eat the right things, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? So he's got to carry on playing him.
Yeah. I think there is certain players you have to do that.
It was one of those. Ideally, you know, last night, like I say, I watched it really late last night. It was really exciting and brilliant, but like, you just wanted that to be the second.
I know,
leg.
but it's not the same live, is it? You know.
But the thing is, a commitment. I committed.
I get it, but you didn't see the Arsenal game live.
It was like me and
it's only live once, Ian. You know
Ian,
that. I'm sure someone said that
You're just
before.
trying to make me
It's only
feel
live
bad.
once. Isn't it?
I committed the full season to United. That's why I let them carry on paying me.
To be fair, you honoured your contract, Gary.
Thank you.
No. But like, I tell you what was really good is watching it, Roy.
Could you go to the second
No.
leg? I'm serious. Could you? That'd be great.
Probably.
Oh, we should all go to the second leg.
Oh yeah, great.
My
man.
brother lives.
It's a
My
great
brother
laugh.
lives in Madrid.
Yeah, good luck to him. Yeah, I'm not going. Yeah.
You know,
When's the second leg?
Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Gotta go to
Oh,
that.
can we
That's
go?
a trip.
Let's see how it goes.
2 of you got private jet.
You know, can I be honest? I'd rather watch it on the TV. I'd rather watch it on the TV than go to Madrid.
Arsenal have a huge advantage going into the second leg of their Champions League clash against Real Madrid. The Gunners, despite being the underdogs going into the game at the Emirates, smashed 3 past the Galacticos and embarrassed them. A 3-0 lead is usually good enough to seal the tie, but anything is possible when you're playing Real Madrid at the Santiago Bernabeu. That is why Wright has sent a warning to Mikel Arteta and his players ahead of the second leg in Madrid. Arsenal were absolutely incredible against Real Madrid in the first leg. The 3-0 win is massive, but it could have easily been more. Even Jude Bellingham admitted that Real Madrid were lucky to get away with just 3 goals. Arsenal are now definitely the favourites to go through, but stranger things have happened at the Bernabeu over the years. Real Madrid will throw everything at Arsenal in the second leg, and Arteta will be very aware of that as he gets his side ready. Wright has now had his say on the clash in Madrid, and he has named the one thing that Arsenal just cannot do at the Bernabeu: concede an early goal. He said on the Wright is House podcast, "Yes, we've got to go to the Bernabeu with 3 goals, and we have to. For me, we must not concede, especially early in this game." Honestly, especially early in the game, but at the same time, I believe that we can score out there. Arsenal's 3-0 victory over Real Madrid has injected new life into their season following the disappointment of the Premier League title race. Mikel Arteta rested players against Everton in preparation for the Champions League clash with Real Madrid, and the decision paid off as Declan Rice and Mikel Merino inspired the Gunners to a crucial win. Ian Wright has told Arteta to rotate against Brentford in order for the likes of Bukayo Saka and Thomas Partey to be fully prepared for the battle at the Bernabeu. However, Arsenal's dominance over Real Madrid could lead to one major problem in the transfer market, as the Gunners exposed Carlo Ancelotti's side in a number of different areas.